So, we all know Fryer Games, right? Well, I do. What it used to be like. I grew up on the game they made, and it's called StarWarfare, Alien Invasion. But it suffered the same fate that all games Fryer Games makes. They just forget about it and let it rot. It's a true shame, because I love this game. Everything to its hypothetical stories, its casual shoot-em-up like playstyle, and epic boss fights. First Age, I think it's one of the best mobile apps there is, and it still is. Even since it stopped getting updates, I believe like 9 years ago, what is it? Yeah, something like that. So, I figured I'd just talk about it. What's it gonna change? Nothing. But I just want to get it off my chest. After all, this is a game that's always been near and dear to my heart. It combines 4 things I enjoy: shooting aliens, looking cool, exploring, customizing my character, all of which I adore the game for. So I figure let's just start off with the basics. You're some sort of exterminator, right? You have been deployed to exterminate a hostile alien race that has infiltrated what appears to be Earth or something like that. And the idea is you're supposed to get rid of them. Simple concept. It makes for an excellent shoot-em-up franchise. So let's go over what you're probably going to deal with in this game. You'll mostly find those spider things. I call them stingers. That's not anything official though. What they do is they just walk up to you and try and take a chunk out of you. Secondly, there's scorpions that will sit back and shoot things at you. Thirdly, there's the cheetah hawk things right there, that one right there. That will jump at you and try and shred you that way, and so on. So you have a good arsenal of enemies to fool around with and kill, which is always a plus. And there's more than that, which I just said. You can see back there, there's a little caterpillar guy. Yeah, those things launch stuff at you like artillery. And there's other ones, like that fly we saw earlier, which I call fireflies because they literally shoot fireballs at you. Now that's not to mention the bosses. First you have the mantis, which is ironically a giant praying mantis. Then you have Poison Pit. I don't know if that's his name or not, but he's a massive freaking spider. Then you have Siege Fright, which is a really cool name for a giant freaking dragon. But there's also multiplayer bosses like the Serpent, the Surprise, and also the Twin Mantises. But I digress. Shout out to the Serpent boss fight. That's freaking cool. Speaking of cool, can we give a moment of silence for the awesome original soundtrack the game used? Now I forgot to mention there's mini bosses, so yeah, they're also annoying, but they go down easy if you shoot them for long enough. So. Now the reason I like this game more than any other games, even the sequel, which let's be honest was blasphemy against the OG thanks to its goofy soundtracks and weird enemies that aren't exactly scary. I don't mean any of that in offense, it's just blunt honesty. Is just because of how retro and fun to play it is. You have 2 joysticks and, well, you just go ham on some aliens. But here's the part that you were probably all waiting for. Why did Fryer Games just give up anyways? And I'll get into that right after I explain my grudge about Payback. You see, ever since Payback came out, Fryer Games just neglected updating both games at all. Literally, you can see here that they are both lacking any updates since like 7 years ago. So let's see a little bit of the very little, let's be honest, of what Payback brings to the table. So as you can see, Payback brings a very vague storyline, but what's very disheartening is the lack of the OG hostiles. So now instead of stingers, we have diggers. The scorpions remain the same for some reason, but good riddance to the evil cheetahs in exchange for whatever these are. So yeah, you can obviously tell they went all in on the graphics. Story is alright, I guess. but it was very underwhelming to what they could have done with the game from what I've seen. But I also feel like the problem with Payback is it's more kiddie compared to the OG. Like, you can see here, it has aimbot. I'm literally not trying to shoot this alien right here, but he does get shot anyways. One cool little gimmick in this game is its vehicles. I haven't used very many, but I'm pretty sure it's just this one. But it's a nice touch. Kind of overkill for aliens like this that just go down with a few well-placed shots. Another cool thing is the cutscenes. The OG never had cutscenes except during boss introductions, which only ever lasted like 2 seconds. It's another nice little touch, not a redeeming quality. Also, the saturation is just way too bright. Like, take it easy, devs, Jesus. So that just leaves us with what happened with Fryer games. Did they just get lazy? Did they just make games and let them rot for a quick buck? Well, the answer is a lot more sinister than we thought. The truth is, they just weren't able to anymore. Fryer Games ceased updating their games primarily because the company went out of business, with records indicating a closed-down status as of June 2017. For titles like StarWarfare, Alien Invasion, this meant a cessation of content updates and a failure to provide updated developer privacy details to Apple, which means it's over for games like these. Slowly but surely, people will forget. Which is a true shame. I wish games like this could continue to exist, but at this rate, more and more people are unable to play this. So by all means, this is a dead game, simply because it's lacking the software needed to be ran at all. It's sad for me, because eventually that means even I won't be able to play such a nostalgic game anymore. So massive respect to the devs for trying their hardest for an epic game like this. But I guess at this point, I doubt there's any saving it. So, well, for what it's worth, it's been good, StarWarfare. We'll keep playing you until I can't, because all great things must have an end at some point, right? But hey, I hope someone can buy the rights to the game and keep it running, if that's even possible. So, I guess I'll end this video by doing a pitiful attempt at beating Siege Fried. Might be my last time, who knows? So, might as well get my Lex in on that massive dragon. And I'll provide some commentary, I guess, because who doesn't like me talking for no reason? But I doubt anyone's going to sit here for 30 minutes, so I've done you the decency of shortening it. Now, cue the montage. Also, keep an eye on the yellow ammo bar. It kind of ruins the round later on, so yeah. Anyways, cue the montage. Have fun, y'all. So hey, those green things, they're basically kamikaze pilots, so they bump into you, blow up, and take your health. I kind of didn't watch out for that one. Continuing the montage. Hey, big surprise, I got hit again. Anyways. So, hey, I'm no liar, so I'm not gonna BS you. This first run, I died because I ran out of ammunition. So, I'm gonna montage another run where I do win, just for you. So, sit back, enjoy, and watch me pummel some aliens again. And this time, he's not gonna be so lucky. Well, that's it then. Bet that had you at the edge of your seat, but like I said, all good things come to an end. Thankfully for StarWarfare, it was a good one. Slaying a massive dragon is a good way to end your story, right? Anyways, if you like what I do, consider subscribing. It's the best way to show support, and so is liking. I spend hours and hours editing, so yeah. Thanks for watching. See you next time.